Brands and Entrepreneurs Ignite Hub. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Erica.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
I know I love your energy. You walked in with the right Monday energy. Nasindukuzviramba zvekuti tingetopinda Monday stress nechichi. And I love today's topic. I can't wait to pick out a couple of nuggets from this one. It's creating your own economy. Let's get into that.
Yes, Erica, it's important for everyone to come to a place where you create your own economy. Every one of us has got a capacity to create or build their own economy that feeds and sustains them. By definition, an economy is a system that produces, distributes, and consumes goods and services. You create your own economy when you build money creation systems that produce, distributes, and consume goods and services. You have to come to a place where you establish, you build, you create money creation systems that makes money work for you.
I like that.
Generally, an economy is said to be growing when it is producing more than it is consuming, when it is exporting more than it is importing. But the tragedy of Africa is that we consume more than we produce. We have allowed our biological womb to be more productive than our mental womb.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. It's an error to have more biological children than your brain children.
Yeah.
That's why you look into the wisest book, the Bible. You read in the first chapter, you hear God saying, be fruitful and multiply. What starts is being fruitful and then you multiply. But when I translate a Bible,
Oh, it could be that it's translated to be fruitful as in you know?
Yeah. So it is of paramount importance that if you are going to create your own economy, you need to produce more. You need to export more than you are importing so that your economy can grow.
Yeah.
So an economy grows when you begin to be more productive, when you are having too much money by the end of your month, instead of you having too much month by the end of your money. So it is of paramount importance. No, I want to throw in these thought-provoking questions to the listeners and the viewers this morning. Have you created your own personal economy? Is it growing? How is it benefiting your community? How are you shaping the economic landscape? How much is it contributing to the economic growth of this nation? One thing that we need to realize is that a nation's economy is built by collective individual economies of its citizens. So when you create a thriving economy in your personal sphere of influence, you find yourself having a greater effect on the larger economy that includes your family, your colleagues, and the society at large. We must come to a place whereby we grow our personal economy to such an extent that it begins to overfill and feeds into the national economy, because entrepreneurship plays a fundamental role in pushing economic growth and increasing the standards of living in any nation. So it is the personal economies that builds the national economy. So we have to come to a place whereby you have got your own economy that sustains and feeds you, and it grows to such an extent that it begins to impact. You begin to impact your community. You begin to employ other people. You begin to assist even the government by reducing unemployment. Erica, when we look at the biggest economy in the world, the United States of America, it was not built by the government. It was built by entrepreneurs.
Yeah, the Rockefellers.
Yes, you are talking about the Rockefellers. John D. Rockefeller was supplying the fuel in the entire
The gas
nation of
pipeline.
America. Yes, just one man. When we talk about Cornelius Vanderbilt, he then established or built railway roads that connected the entire nation for easy access of doing business and trade, because there was transportation. And we look at the likes of Henry Ford. He did mass-produced cars in America so that business and life become so easy for everyone at a cheaper price.
But when you look at that, is that not what also the Henry Clay system advises, that the people build the economy for the country?
That's it.
Yeah.
So it is of paramount importance that we need to have more individuals in our nation who are able to scale and build bigger enterprises that will begin to affect the national economic growth, so to say. So it is of paramount importance for entrepreneurs to have that mindset of creating their own personal economy. Now, before we delve in answering the question how to create your own economy, I want to start by looking at why should you create your own economy. It enables you to have economic independence or financial freedom. Economic independence or financial freedom. Economic independence or financial freedom is a state where you no longer depend upon the government, your employer, your friends and relatives for survival.
I like your friends and relatives.
Yes, majority of the people in our world today, they blame either their friends, their relatives, they blame their employer, and they blame their government for their poverty. Kune munhu ari kungoblema exactly. Kune munhu akatsangira shamwari dzake kuti nemari yake yese anayo asi ambotibatsira ndosaka inini upenyu hwangu usiri kufamba. Kune mumwe munhu ari above 30 anditika ari kublema vabereki nekuda kwestate yeupenyu hwake. You see now, but we need people who wants to put their financial destiny in their hands, not in the hands of anybody, not in the hands of the government or for your employer or your parents, your relatives, your friends.
My boyfriend.
Yes, even my boyfriend. You're right. You're serious, Erica, this morning. Okay, so creating your own economy puts your financial future and destiny in your hands. You need to take full responsibility for your financial life by creating your own economy and not become the effect or the product of the financial environment created by the government or other people. Be determined to create your own economy despite who is in power.
Yeah.
Kune vamwe vanhu Erica vakamirira kuti vakamirira next election kuti vatange kuda kucreate their own economy kuti zvavo zvikufamba. He has that mindset yekuti ari kutonga ana basa. And I have to create my own economy. And despite who is in the office. Do not be the kind of a person that is so obsessed with the political change as a remedy to your financial fortunes.
And even in that case, if you'd find that even if they do get the opportunity to have the government put something in place for them, they still wouldn't take it up because
Exactly. The vast majority of the people get crazy about national economic doom and gloom to an extent that they fizzle out and they're left with no any iota of energy.
But it's usually the people with no money.
Yes.
Trying to freak out about the rate, and it's like, what were you going to exchange anyway?
Exactly. So one thing that is good about creating your own economy, it helps you not to look for jobs, but you create jobs. You stop looking for jobs, but you create your jobs yourself. One thing that I want to say this morning is that the earth and the universe that we live in was created by God, but the world that we live in was created by man.
That's true.
The earth and the universe was created by God, but the world that we are living in was created by man. And you must be that kind of a man or a woman who is saying that I am tired living in the world created by other men. I want to live in my own world that I've created myself. Erika kana uri kushandira kuEconet. Uchisustain mhuri yako nezvese uchitowakaimba zvakanaka, it's good. But you're living in the world yakacreatwa naStrive Masiwa. There's nothing wrong about that. But there's a certain caliber of people who are saying that, no, I want to create my own world. When am I going to create my own world? You know, Erika unogona kudya apple. Iwewe ndentri tutodya tototema apple anditika iwe tema rako tema rangu pa same tree. Rigonaka zvakafanana. But kana ari Erika planted the apple tree. Anditika neni ndangodya from there. The feeling of being satisfied.
Yeah,
it's totally different. Exactly. You know, there's certain pride.
A lot of women will probably agree with me. It doesn't hit the same as which is account because it's your own money. So I get what you're saying.
Exactly. So, you know, you need to create your own world. You need to create your own economy that sustains and feeds you. You know, you are living according to your own terms. You know, une freedom yekumuka pa unoda, yekuita zvaunoda. You know, because you've created your own world. You know, one exciting man that will help us as we develop this series in the Bible is Jacob. You know, Jacob, we understand that he worked for 20 years for his father-in-law Laban, but for these 20 years he had nothing to show for all his labor, and he was working very hard, but he had absolutely nothing that he could show for it. So one thing that is very interesting that we find Jacob under 20 years, and also something that is very profound. He says that, for you had little before I came, saying to Laban, but it has increased and multiplied abundantly. And the Lord has favored you with blessings wherever I turned. But when shall I provide for my own household also? You know, when shall I provide? Jacob, everything. But anga asili satisfied kuramba achi feedwa from the economy of Laban. He's saying no. When am I going to create my own economy? Yes, I've been feeding from your own economy. But when am I going to feed from my own economy? So then Laban says, I will increase your salary. He says, no. I no longer need a salary. If I'm going to work for you, I now want to own the means of production. I now want, you need to give me the cattle. You need to give me the heads, the flocks of my own. Not in when am I going to provide for my own household also?
Our topic today is creating your own economy, and as we started this, you did give a definition for economy. I had someone send me a message and said, economy e-government. As in, yeah, actually when you speak of there's certain terminology that we use where people actually think it means the government. But, you know, I think to just make it simple, does economy not mean careful management of available resources?
Exactly. When we talk about economics, you know, economics is the study of
the input and return of resources.
Yes.
That's what economy is.
Yes. Economics, that's all it is about. You know, about making the right.
Okay.
Economy anditika kugona kucreata mabusiness nemasystems anofeeda iwewe aunogrowa wega uchirarama kubva muzvinhu zvawatanga iwewe wega uchibatsira vamwe vanhu vakawanda kuburikidza nemaideas ako nemaproducts ako uchicreate your own world. So kataura pamusoro pe-economics ingori study of making choices with the limited resources aripo. Saka pazvishoma zvaunazvo izvozvo unogona kugadzira economy yako iwewe as an individual inogona kufeeda economy yoyo yogosapota community nenation at large. So nyika inovakwa nevene vayo.
Basically
Ndozvatiri kutaura kuti economy inotangira
you know what,
pauri
actually there's no better way, to say what we are saying the whole past 20 minutes.
Yes.
In Shona, we are literally saying Nika inowakwa nevene vayo because you've got to do it yourself.
Yes.
And as we said, it's got nothing to do with government.
Yes.
It's you. I love that.
Yeah.
Also moving with the NDS one. I mean, like,
Yes.
to be doing this. Listen, thank you so much for coming through today. And if you're just joining us, we were talking about creating your own economy. We were speaking to Windrose Chifarimba, and I hope you got it. Basically,
Exactly.
it doesn't get better than that. Okay, how do we catch up with you?
Yes, you can follow me across all social media, the Marketplace Evangelist. You can also get in touch with me on 0772 767693 0772 767693.
Basically isusu tibrains ekutanga mabusiness tinazo sema-entrepreneur but capital mawana. It takes me back to the rate.
Tichatanga kurova izvozvo next week.
Lovely, gonna catch up with you next week. Thank you so much. Have a nice and marvelous Monday. We were talking here economics, and I do hope that you picked up a couple of nuggets from this one. And do remember, do something for yourself, guys. It's a Monday morning. You've got another 4 days to try and figure it out until we get to Friday. Taking us to the straight top of the hour. It is 10 o'clock, and it's time for the news.
This is Zimpepa's radio broadcast.
Where was it?